Okay, here's a look at Magic Square's MS-B56 Tyrannosaurus Rex. Here's a look at the front of the box with the nice artwork. Back of the box, you get a nice scene there of Grimlock in Dino mode. And a tech spec. Side, Magic Square MS-B56 Tyrannosaurus Rex. Other side, same thing. Top of the box, Magic Square's nice logo. Bottom, words and stuff. So that's a look at the box. And now here is a look at the figure, and you could see that this actually looks really nice, which is no surprise because Magic Square does a really nice job capturing the toon aesthetics. I know some people complain though, the quality of the plastic and the lack of paint, and even maybe, you know, the lack of die cast, but you know, that's not really needed. And, you know, I said many times that the lack of paint, the color of this plastic doesn't really bother me all that much. But the most important thing for me is how well this cleans up. And you could see that this cleans up really nice. So that's just a quick look at the figure. And now let's take a look at everything that you get. So first of all, his gun, which, yeah, I kind of don't like the black. I wish it was like a darker gray, but you know, that's my thing. It has something to do with the art thing. You know, you just never want to go your darkest dark because you want to leave that for a cast shadow. So when it's black like this, it's really hard to see. But there's the gun. And then you do get two alternate hands, opening hands, which I think this is the first time Magic Square also made it so that it's articulated wrist, so that's cool. But I'll tell you, one issue with this is it's not very easy to tab in these ball joints or even take it off. So I'd use a lot of caution if you, for some reason you wanted to do that, because you don't want to break this or anything. And then you do get a sword, which is really nice. New Age didn't give you a sword. And you do get that fish thing from that one episode. And I want to tell you that I'm very sure Magic Square made a complete copy of New Age. This is exactly the same thing, except for you could see like that little circle, which is kind of like the, you know, the tabs on the plastic that they have to cut off. But yeah, I think Magic Square made a complete copy. I'll show that off later. And then of course, my favorite, the bio card, and the back, the tech spec. So that's what you get. And last, as always, let's just take a look at the instructions. And I'll tell you, you know, this is like a lot of Magic Square's figures. The transformation is a little bit complicated because it has all these panels, but this actually is not as complicated as you know, some people always say they're swindle, but yeah, it's actually pretty good. I actually transformed it with no instructions, no video instructions or anything like that, so it is pretty intuitive. So here's a look at the figure, and now let's take a closer look at the head. It's a really nice head sculpt. I like the blue visors, and I just want to touch on this because some people were commenting saying that the head is, I think they said too big. Actually, it's not. So if you look at the dimensions, like you're thinking the chest, the width of the chest, like 3 heads, it's technically a little bit smaller than 3 heads. So yeah, I don't think it's too big. I actually think it's actually a really nice size in proportion to all the other parts. But the head is on a ball joint, so it can go up, down, rotate, side to side, all around. And then we have the shoulders, which yeah, I gotta point some things out. First of all, it does go up and down, out to the side, and then you do get a butterfly joint that's due to the transformation, but it kind of looks a little awkward because it's that's actually not the pivot point where the butterfly joint should be. And I want to tell you that mine's, and I noticed that it seems like other people have, this is kind of loose. So this is where the lack of paint causes some issues, because if this was painted, this wouldn't be so loose. But anyways, that's the shoulders. Then you do get bicep swivel, elbow joint going up and down. Is this a double jointed? No. Well, actually, yeah, I think it is sort of double jointed, going backwards and forwards. So you do get a good range of motion for the arm. You do get fist rotation. And then here, the waist, you do get a nice waist rotation. And you do get like this double jointed ab crunch. So that's really cool. And then the leg can go forward, back, out to the side, thigh rotation. You do get a double jointed knee bend, and you do get an ankle tilt, but no tilt up or down. So yeah, just your typical good amount of articulation, so you can get some cool poses out of this. So now let's just go over what I think a lot of people want to see is the comparison. So here is a look at New Age. So let's just get this all set up so you can get a good view. So yeah, I'll let you kind of take a look and decide for yourself, and then I'll just share some of my thoughts. I'll just tell you, Magic Square, like I said, they do a really nice job capturing the toon aesthetics, almost to a fault, as some people say. But that's actually what I really like. I really like the way that this looks like he just popped right out of the cartoon. So that's one major difference. And then, you know, the people, you know, saying that, you know, this is off here and there. Well, I'll tell you, actually, I think this is more toon accurate than New Age, because, again, just look at it. First of all, this New Age version, it looks a little skinny, and he has longer legs, so you could see the proportion. And the head here is actually too big, because I was telling you, you look at the width, 3 widths for the chest, and you could see it's like just a little bit shorter than 3 heads width. So yeah, this one technically would be the head's a little bit bigger, or the chest is not broad enough. But yeah, I just wanted to point out just a couple of things based on my observation there. But as always, you know, New Age, you do get the nice quality plastic. It's nicely painted. You do get some die cast here. So yeah, I mean, that's just not really necessary, but it just makes this a more premium figure. So yeah, there's just a comparison. And then let's go over all the accessories. So the gun, I do like the way New Age didn't make it black, so you could see it's the dark gray. I think that just looks better. And then New Age, you also get the hands. And this is interesting. New Age, for some reason, didn't give you that wrist rotation. So yeah, so we do get a pair of hands for both of them. And New Age, with this version, you don't get a sword, but you do get this blast effect. I guess it's kind of cool. And then the fish, the fish. So here you could see this. I don't know how to get a good view of it, but let's do it this way. This, I'm telling you, Magic Square just made a complete copy of this. The only difference is New Age is painted. But that's the last accessory that you get is the fish, and no bio card with New Age. And then just real quick, the instructions or the detailed drawings. And yeah, it's not numbered like I always tell you it should be. And a lot of the instructions now, they don't have any verbiage on there for instructions. So you kind of have to figure it out on your own or rely on some YouTubers for transformation instructions. But there's a look at both of them. And I'll tell you, you could see it probably better in the alt mode, which I'll show you later. But this one, there's extra detail on here, which is actually based off the toy. So, and I think they did that just to set it up for their repaints of the toy version and stuff. So this one, Magic Square is like 100% tune accurate. And New Age is very close to tune accurate, but just, you know, I was telling you like the little details from the toy. And yeah, I forgot the major difference is New Age is a parts former, which, yeah, that's, I'm telling you, that's really disappointing because I really think New Age is a great design company. It's just, I don't know why they did that. And then what I don't like is, you know, to get these covers here, you have to buy their other figure. I don't know if that was a purpose intention there, but yeah, just have to point that out because Magic Square, they designed it so it's all nicely covered, nice and clean. It's not a parts former, so that's the other difference. So I'm just trying to point out as many differences as I can, you know, because some people are interested, but I'll tell you, I actually like both, and I just pay attention to what the differences are. So for me, obviously, Magic Square looks more tune accurate. New Age has little bits of things here and there, but I'll say that this one looks great with your New Age collections because the design is very consistent. You could see all the pinholes and stuff like that, all these parting lines here on the forearm. I actually never liked the way they designed that. Look at the way Magic Square did it, nice and clean. Very simple transformation, such as like you pull this down and then you fold in his hand and then you close it up, and it's just that easy. Plus you do get extra articulation for the Dino mode, and then he does bend in the correct position. And because New Age designed it this, I don't know, this way with this triangle shape and stuff like that, I don't know, I guess to try to give it that trapezoid look in alt mode. But yeah, I think they should have took some more time to maybe rethink that before giving this as a finished product. But anyways, just pointing out some other little things here and there. So that's about it for the robot mode and the comparison with New Age. So one last thing, let's bring out the original G1. And this is interesting because look, it's almost like the same height. It's just these two are so much better than the original G1. And I could tell you that I never really liked the red eyes, so I custom painted it blue. But I also thought that they also should have made this head slide forward, because when you look at it from the back, like here, from the side, his head looks like it's pushed too far back. But anyways, this is just a quick look at the original G1. And look at the shoulder. And look at the shoulder. This is what I was telling you. New Age was definitely setting this up for the toy design, original G1 toy design redeco. And here, Magic Square, you could see it's very tune accurate. So that's just the last comparison. So now let's go ahead and transform him into alt mode and take a look at that. Okay, here's a look at both of them in their Dino alt mode. And you could see the difference between the two. Magic Squares, obviously bigger than New Age, which is the way it should be. And the shape of the torso is actually more tune accurate on Magic Square. And New Age, it's really hard to explain, but it's just it's kind of like this whole belly area and the positioning of the legs here. But yeah, I'm just telling you, the shape is a little bit more tune accurate on Magic Square. But with New Age, as always, you can see it has the better paint finish, so you get that nice shiny reflection, and the quality of the plastic is a little bit more durable, and they always have some die cast on the figure, so it's always kind of like more of a premium figure. But that's not to say Magic Square is bad, because I always said that, you know, this dull look to it, the lack of paint, it never really bothered me. But I know for some people, you know, they do like the nice paint finish. But I'm just telling you the difference. And for me, you know, this doesn't really matter too much. But in terms of visual aesthetics, Magic Square always does a nice job of cleaning up the figure. You could see, like, you don't see any parting lines, and it's very smooth. It looks like he just popped right out of the cartoon. But with New Age, you're always going to get all these parting lines and pins showing all over the place. And here on the head too, that doesn't really look too good. It looks like he had a pimple that he just popped, and yeah, that just doesn't clean up very well. But like I said, with Magic Square, they always do a nice job of cleaning it up. And I'll just point out here real quick, the back, both of them did not capture the toon aesthetics very accurately, because these color stripes here, it should actually be up here on his back. It should not be down here on the lower part of his back and tail. It should be kind of like another gray piece here with like a, I don't know, like a spine or something showing. But yeah, that's kind of understandable, just due to the design of the character, the way it transforms. But yeah, that's a difference between the two. And in terms of articulation, let me start with the first thing that bothers me is New Age. Yeah, you don't have good articulation on his arms. So he's basically stuck in this position where he's like about to give you a hug. So that's kind of unfortunate. But with Magic Square, you could see, you know, you can have his arms down here, or if you want to get that hugging look, you can have it like that. But there's just better articulation on the arms with Magic Square. And other than that, you know, all the other articulation is pretty much the same. I think Magic Square, I don't really consider this articulation, the leg, because that's really due to the transformation. But if you want, you can manipulate it to open up the legs all like crazy if you want. It's not really necessary. But the important part here is that his leg can bend back like the way it, you know, a normal animal or dinosaur would walk. Here with New Age, they got it backwards. So he hyperextended his leg. So that's another thing that's not too good with the New Age. And the tail, you do get just kind of like a little wiggle waggle on the tail. But with New Age, you obviously get more articulation. But as a consequence, you get all this parting line stuff that just doesn't really clean up as nice as Magic Square. So that's kind of like a, you know, a decision that they have to make there. But other than that, I don't know what else to say other than the head. Let's come up here, because the head on both of them, they actually look pretty good, except for that popped pimple there. Looks really nice, and they both do have that feature where you can lift up the head and you can rotate it counterclockwise on Magic Square to get the red eyes, which I actually don't like this. I never really liked the red eye look from the toy, and you could do the same thing with New Age, which is a little bit harder because it's smaller. So yeah, let me just see if I can get another turn here. But yeah, no, I'll just leave it like that because it's a little hard. But yeah, you have that feature if that's your thing. You want to switch it out. And some of the extra detail I want to point out is you could see how this is very plain and simple. That's very tune accurate. And with here, New Age, you could see this extra detail here, and even the detail on the red stripe there. They're basically, you know, these are the detail from the G1 toy. And I could see why they did that, because with all the different repaints that New Age does, they're obviously setting it up for the toy version. So this one's clearly more 100% tune accurate. And just to show you, here's the G1, and you could see that little detail that I was telling you. See that little stripe in there? Yeah, so I don't know how much that matters, but it's just something to I guess know. And here we could just get a nice group shot of all three, and it's funny how they're like the same size. It's just both of these are much better than the original G1. But yeah, oh, this is kind of cool. If they could have given you that feature which you could put the old Diaclone figure in there, that would have been cool. But yeah, there's a look at that. And I just noticed, look at his eyes are custom painted blue. So even as a kid, I never really liked the red eyes. I really like the more tuned version. So with that, let's just put him back with the blue eyes here. And I think that's pretty much it for the Dino Alt mode. I don't know if I forgot anything else, but either way, I think both of these still look nice. It's just, I think Magic Square fits more of my criteria of, you know, being more tune accurate, has a nice clean finish. But, you know, New Age is nice because this feels better, that it has like more durable plastic. It has a nice paint finish. It feels good because of the die cast. So yeah, someone said a long time ago, but I know a lot of other people saying it. I mean, if there was only a way you could fuse these two together, this would look so awesome. But, you know, we can maybe hope that, you know, Magic Square is going to give the A version, so it has a little bit more paint, so it'll look nicer, like almost like New Age. But yeah, that's it for the alt mode. So now let's transform them back into robot mode and have our final thoughts. Okay, my final thoughts on this figure. Based on my preference for the toon aesthetics, Magic Square did a really great job on this figure. They did a really nice job sculpting the figure, capturing all of the details from the cartoon. And even though this does not have the same type of plastic that New Age uses, or the paint, or even some die cast in certain areas, this figure still holds up really well. I mean, it has good weight to it. It has, you know, the good amount of articulation. So yeah, they did a really nice job on this. And aesthetically, you know, like a lot of their figures, this cleans up really well. So you don't have like all these pins and parting lines showing on the figure. So I think that's a bonus. It just makes the figure look like it stepped right out of the cartoon. But that's not to say that New Age is bad, because here, this, I think you know, this is a little bit subjective based on, you know, what your preference is, you know, but hopefully I've already pointed things out. I mean, here Magic Square definitely, you know, is more tune accurate. It does capture the essence of Grimlock. I mean, he looks a little bit bulkier, stronger. And here with New Age, I mean, he looks a little skinny. So yeah, that's not really tune accurate and doesn't really capture the essence of Grimlock that well. But this figure is not that bad. I mean, it does have, you know, all the nice things you always get with New Age. The plastic quality is more durable, the paint finish and die cast. But it does, you know, have like these pinholes showing and parting lines. And then extra detail from the original G1 toy is not really 100% tune accurate. So, you know, those are just the differences. It's not like it's the criteria for which one's better. It's just, those are just the differences. And I'll tell you that when you compare it with the other figures, they actually look really nice. And this is what I was talking about with New Age. Even though it has, you know, like these pins showing and all the parting lines, it's consistent. So it actually goes really well with the other New Age figures because they're all made like this. And with Magic Square, you can see their design is pretty consistent. It cleans up really well. You know, these guys, they look like they just stepped right out of the cartoon. So just looking at this group shot here, you could see that you can't go wrong either way because both of these, they look really good. But what does look kind of weird is if you kind of try to mix them up like this. Now there's a little inconsistency because here you could see it's nice and clean. Here you got like all these parting lines and stuff showing. That's why these two look really good together. And here with New Age, they're both like that. So the design is very consistent. So as long as you keep the figures together by the same company, I think they actually look really, really nice. But with that said, I'll just tell you that I really like this figure. And I don't give recommendations because if you want it, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. But if you are collecting, you know, either New Age or Magic Square, I mean, this is definitely a figure worth getting just because, you know, he is a popular character as well. So with that said, I'll just tell you that this is a great figure, and that's my review for the Magic Squares version of Grimlock.
Me, Grimlock, say get rid of Decepticons!